So in the book A Game of Throws, you have a chapter titled Lessons in Losing. So what are some of the lessons here? What are some of the deeper lessons you've pulled out of losing?
I think great champions are made up of the people that handle it in the right way. And you could say, well, I don't like losing. And, and you could throw your dummy out the pram and you can be a bad loser in front of everybody. And actually, people pick up on that very, very quickly. You know what it's like in broadcasting, right? Mm-hmm. Somebody has a bad word to say about somebody, and and but actually, the ones that endear themselves to you are the ones that handle it in the right way, the correct way. Doesn't mean that you've got to like it. I didn't like it, and I thought that I handled it certainly in later years in the right way. And I like to see athletes do it in the right way, and I think it's a make or break situation. It's not all the contests they win, it's the one that they lose, and then how they pick themselves up and handle themselves after. So I think that is a big one for me. And also, I mean, I went through, obviously a later divorce, and that was difficult on my son, really difficult on Ashley. And then I think that some of that was the fact that I was, I wasn't drinking all the time, but I was drinking in excess at the wrong times, and I think that that's what a lot of people do sometimes, is that they use it for the wrong reasons, and I used to hear it, I hear it now all the time, and is that, I need to knock the edge off, and I need to just forget, and I need to, and you need to be in a fuzzy place for a while. And I had a lot of time in fuzzy place, and I needed to get rid of that, and I needed to clear my head.
Where was that place? Some of the lower points in your life that you've reached mentally?
I think, definitely, the fact that my first marriage didn't work, and that was, it's a mix of things that, between us. And then, so that's not where I wanted to be at the time. And the effects that it had on my son, and it took a long time for him then to come around and to trust me again, and to have belief. He always had belief in me, but to trust me again. And then I think that was low. And I think that, when I look back, is that a lot of my bad decisions were when I was in that fuzzy kind of haze, and that it got progressively worse. That got progressively worse to the degree where it was, trying to hide it and trying to hide how much. And I was kind of a functioning kind of drunk. I think you could probably say that. And I was functioning. I was still training most days, crazily enough. I was training to kind of mask it and cover it. And that was probably my savior, that I was still, because I remember I said to my wife, I said to Nikki, I'm probably the fittest. If I'm, a drunk, then I'm the fittest drunk in the world. She said, yeah, you probably are, actually. I was in great condition for a drunk.
So the fuzzy haze, where was your mind? Did you have periods of depression?
I had periods of depression. I can honestly say that my depression wasn't that bad, although I did, when it's like anything that gives you an up, it gives you an even bigger down, doesn't it? Mm. And so I hated that feeling, and also hated myself for letting it happen, because I have got this really, it's a bizarre, I don't know whether you can call it a power, but I have the ability to be able to say, stop. And I can just, and that's what I did in the end. In the end, there was an incident when I was working for Belgium Judo, and there was an incident. It was Christmas. It was, I tell you exactly the day. It was 20th of December. And me and a Belgian coach, we got absolutely hammered. But we were at the wrong place, and it got noticed. And so I remember they pulled me up in front of this board, and I looked down at these guys, and half of them were people I didn't want to be in that situation with. You know, they're not people that I respected, and they're not people that I trusted. So I said, if you're going to sack me, but I'll promise you now that I will just, this is it, I'll stop. I'm just going to stop. I've decided. On the way back in the car, I rang Nikki up, my wife, and I said, whatever you hear now, whatever, I'm just going to stop. So that was it. Stopped.
You just saw the moment and said, stop.
Stop.
So that fuzzy place, what advice could you give to people about how to overcome that dark place, the depression, whether it has to do with drinking or not?
I think if it's to do with drinking, all I can say is that the 2 days or a week into not drinking, you'll feel different. You know, it'll make a physical difference, and you'll like that physical difference. Mm-hmm. And then from a mental perspective as well, because I think that, you know, you have a massive downer, you know, and I think that must be because of drugs as well, because I had a situation with my brother, you know, he was like, you know, he was professional wrestling, and the drugs was an element there. And, you know, so I'd never touched a drug or even seen one in my life. But, you know, I'd let the alcohol side go too far, and then decided never to do that. So then I guess I had people ringing me up, you know, saying, you know, how can we stop? You know, so when they say, can I have a word and can I discuss something with you? And I know then what they want to discuss with me, you know, and the thing is that I would say, you know, if you stop, then feel the effects of it, and it will make a difference to your everyday life, and that will make a massive difference. And I think about anybody who kind of, you know, is down all the time, is to find the cause of what's pushing you down. You know what I mean? And try and attack that. I mean, you know, because it's never. Somebody once said to me, they said, "Whatever you got, you know, we've got something special. I mean, we have a great life, and I've had a great competition record. You know, it could have been better, but it was great. But I've had success with my business, and we're still out there, and we have a great life. We travel all the world, and you know, there's people out there that would live in your house at the drop of a hat, wherever you are. They drive your car. You know, no matter what car it is. Some people haven't got a car, you know, and whatever food you're having and you're moaning about food, right? That somebody out there that would take that and gladly eat that. All right. So there's always somebody worse off than you. Mm-hmm. And I think that we tend to sometimes, you know, look at the things that we haven't got rather than the things we have got.
Yeah. It's a skill probably to be grateful for the things you have. Exactly as you said. And this, sometimes the little things like food and cars and all that kind of stuff. Just to have gratitude for, and family, all this kind of stuff.